Isle of Dogs is a 2018 animated stop-motion film by American filmmaker Wes Anderson. This story is set in the fictional city of Nagasaki, where an outbreak of the canine flu has taken place. To prevent the disease from spreading to humans, the mayor sends all of the dogs to an island called Trash Island. Amidst the chaos, a group of talking dogs helps a young boy named Atari find his lost dog Spots. This may sound like your classic talking animals film, but Anderson takes a unique approach to driving the narrative of the film by taking advantage of cultural context, primarily language, to effectively put English-speaking viewers in the shoes, or should I say, paws, of dogs.
お前たちは
I wish somebody spoke his language.
Sit.
Well, I understood that. Sit down.
In films, we expect subtitles to translate a foreign language for us, allowing us to understand the full breadth of dialogue. Anderson forgoes this conventional method of dealing with the language barrier in film and completely embraces the fact that English speakers can't understand Japanese, to emphasize the perspective of the animals.
彼はあなたの安全警護のためにこれからずっとあなたをお守りいたします。
While the dogs of the film speak English, the humans of the film speak unsubtitled Japanese. This technique is very unique because most animated talking animal films take place primarily within the animal realm and feature sparing English from the few human appearances. In a conventional talking animal film, we are able to understand all parties. In the world of Isle of Dogs, the dog and human worlds are inextricably intertwined, yet divided. Anderson ingeniously creates a foreign setting for his American viewers to distance us from the human beings of the film and allow us to identify closer with the dogs. Some of the film's reviewers have taken issue with the fact that a white filmmaker is using Japanese culture, even going as far as to criticize him for turning Japanese people into an other through the process of anthropomorphizing the dogs of the film and keeping the Japanese people of the film at a distance. One reviewer for RogerEbert.com even saying, "I suppose Anderson thought he was being respectful towards Japanese speakers by giving them something only they could enjoy, much like Pixar does with Spanish and Coco. Instead, it only adds an otherness to Atari and his compatriots. Why can we understand Atari's canine cohort, but not him?" I believe that Anderson takes advantage of the language barrier between English and Japanese speakers as an artistic technique to humanize the animals, whom this film largely centers around, and encourage the audience to empathize with the main non-human characters. All films are created in the context of a specific culture. For example, an American would not experience a Japanese film the same way that a Japanese person would. Isle of Dogs is not an exception and is more obvious in using the cultural divide to drive the narrative. This film does not depict Japanese culture in any way that is offensive. In my opinion, the film emphasizes the uniqueness of a culture that is not our own. My research will explore exactly how Anderson takes advantage of cultural context in Isle of Dogs to drive the narrative of the film. By breaking down the cinematics, my research will uncover how Anderson's technique translates into the portrayal of dogs and humans, and furthermore, the implications of such a technique.